Hello, welcome to Metal Shock Finland. I'm Dave Pearce. Today I'm joined by the Iron Knights at Hammerfest 5. How you doing, guys?
They're doing very much.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
When and why did you start playing instruments and
Individually,
I can't answer that because I just hold a microphone. So
he's a growler.
We start with the.
Probably we actually said we've been together for years.
Yeah. Like Batman and Robin.
He's Robin. Yeah. We were little fellas down in New Zealand, and probably when we were about 15, we started sort of playing, and we still haven't grown out of it. So yeah, a little while because I'm not 15, I'm not 20. So around 6 years. Yeah, so that's me. Yeah.
With me, I had my uncle plays guitar, and we had a guitar kicking around the house all the time. And he used to come over and just play it. And then I kind of got into it and started taking lessons. And this was before I was even into metal. I didn't really have a particular favourite type of music at the time, but I knew I still kind of, if something came on in the charts, I'd think, well, this is good because they're playing the instruments. Or if it was all, keyboards and drums, I think, oh, I'm not really keen on that. So I always liked the proper bands from back then. And then I figured out, well, heavy metal has got guitar playing in it. So I went into a record shop and asked for heavy metal records. And the guy sort of laughed and said, oh, well, there's Guns N' Roses, pretty cool. These are sort of up and coming bands, they're getting quite big. And that was it, I got into metal.
There you go. I actually I fooled about with my friend in a garage when I was 15.
And then once he's out of jail.
We had a great time, but it never made it out of the garage. And then anyway, after that episode in my life, I basically came on a metal quest from Australia over to England to see as many bands as I can, and I didn't have any idea that I was going to end up in one of the greatest metal bands of all time, the Iron Knights. So, being that I didn't know how to play any instruments and that, working in a pub like Australian backpackers do, I got a microphone and started trying to teach myself how to sing. I started off with growling, actually. I'm no longer a growler, and just kind of learn a little bit day by day, and that's how it evolved into being in a band with these great guys who never make fun of me. No, they're laughing with me. They're laughing with me. Right, Foxy.
Me, I started playing, I reckon it was July 1987. I remember it very well. Found my sister's old acoustic guitar, and I thought, yes. And then I got my first electric guitar, which was the Axe from Kazan. Back in '87, I don't know if you remember that advertising. I was young. Yeah, £99 it had. It was an electric guitar, the strings were that far off the fretboard. It doesn't matter because the amp had distortion. And I was made. Thank you very much.
excellent? You were the Stooges. After that, you put the Iron Notes. How did you come with the name Iron Notes?
Well, there's in the actual song Stooges Squadron, there's a lyric that says evil angels, Iron Knights. But more importantly, in one of the songs off the new album, New Sound of War, there's a song about our fans called First Legion. And at the time we wrote it, we were still called Stooges Squadron, and but we referred to the fans as the Iron Knights. And then when it was forced upon us to change our name, the Hammer came up with, well, why don't we, because we're so one with our fans, why don't we call ourselves Iron Knights? Nobody would think of anything better, and because there was nothing bloody better to be called than Iron Knights. And that's the chapter in our history's bloody page.
Can you tell the fans that have never heard of you before what style you play and what influenced the theatrics on stage?
It's metal, straight down the line. You know, hammer and the bollocks, heavy metal. That's that kind of. Despite the fact we've only got 2 Englishmen in the band, we're sort of it's British heavy metal, and it's we got a melting pot of influences that we all like the same bands. You know, some more than others, but it's sort of that's how I describe it. You know, heavy metal. You know, it's not this metal. No, we are quite romantic, but that goes back to his being 15-year-old fiddling with people in garages.
I think that as well, and I mean, I certainly with I don't know my personal influences, as like the Hammer said, is that you play heavy metal. We have other influences outside of that, and I kind of try and bring a bit of theatrics and a bit of kind of some operatic stuff as well. But I mean, that's not what we do in every song. There's so much you can explore being in a heavy metal band, and a lot of people are afraid to use the term, and I think they want to say for something cooler than just a heavy metal band. But within a heavy metal band, look at Judas Priest, look at Iron Maiden, look at Dio, Motorhead. You can so much to explore.
I think it's a perfect term.
Absolutely.
Right from when I was a kid, love it.
And the visual aspect of us, I'd say we got a bit of Alice Cooper influence there. And then, I mean, he's obviously got his style, but there's so many bands who look the same and they blend into one another. If people can remember something visually, it locks in their head.
We put a show on.
And it's entertainment.
It fits the story, the story, which is obviously a true story. And it works.
And also, it's evolving all the time. That's the thing, it's musically, visually, the whole thing is evolving all the time.
First time at Hammerfest, you played the second stage. How do you think that went?
It went over fantastically with the crowd, unless they were all just pretending.
I couldn't see it.
It went over great. It's only the second show that we've done this year. So from our personal point of view, we won't say how we thought the gig went. What matters is the people out the front really enjoyed it. Got a great show, and we gave it 100%. It was a very special experience for us, and we really hope to be back.
What was the highlight of the performance?
What was the what?
The highlight.
Destroyer, I think.
Destroyer, yeah, we got a new song about the BF 110 night fighter called Destroyer, and even if I do say so myself, it's a cracker. And it was good to play it live and get that kind of meat on the bones. That was, for me, that was all right.
Yeah, I thought it was great. We really enjoyed it. Obviously, first time around, it's always going to be that, but it got a huge reception. To me, that was the highlight of the set. After the show, I wouldn't say the highlight. I'd say the spark was Gravedigger Cox getting electrocuted.
I was going to say that was the highlight.
That was after the show, Cox. He can enlighten you about that.
My highlight, well, not being electrocuted, obviously.
No, about the electrocution. But it was for us taking one for the team. Technical difficulty after the show.
Technical. The end of the gig. You called it the end of the gig, backstage stuff. For me, was awesome. It was a nightmare. But the gig, the performance of it was perfect. The crowd loved it, and that's what's important. We all enjoyed it, the crowd enjoyed it.
Hammerfest the start of your European tour.
Is it the start of our European tour?
That's the first.
Crikey, so we got
The first one on.
I guess it is really.
Yeah, in a way,
of course, yeah.
Well, it's international. We came from England to Wales.
What places are you looking forward to playing?
Everywhere. I mean, we got some great dates lined up with Vicious Rumours. Some of those places, you know, various bands we've been to, and it's just everywhere's cool. I mean, like you're saying about the Gathering Rock Club, which we had to postpone to November, and we've heard just non-stop greatness about it. So every gig is something to look forward to. You know, it's nice to go. We're going to go to Budapest. We're going to go to, you know, places that Iron Knights haven't been. That's always exciting, but it's also exciting going back to tried and tested places. It's just a buzz, nice.
Every show in every place is awesome. I mean, one of my favourite ones that we did before was in Wales, and it was in Neath. And it was the Duke was the name of the pub, and it was just this little tiny little inn, and it just wow, fantastic.
It was great. Different. Yeah.
Talk about music business today. How do you see it? And if you could, how would you change it?
I don't know. I'd treat the bands better, and that's fine. But I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, that's talking from the industry point of view. And when I say that, I don't mean the people like you guys and all the ones that have supported us through the name change. I'd inject a bit more money into it. But
I think the thing is because the CD industry has crashed with downloading and all this kind of stuff, it's sort of it's far more bands. It's a double-edged sword. It's very difficult to make a financial sort of return for it, but it puts it in the band's hands, you know. And you need to be dealing directly with people. You know, you don't need the labels sort of. They're not going to pump money into you. You've got to do it all yourself, and it separates the men from the boys a little bit, or the ladies from the girls. You know, it's like you got to need it because it's hard, and it's getting harder in some ways. Some ways it's getting easier. The tools are there for everybody, websites, all that kind of stuff. You put the effort in, it's all available to you. But it's a chaotic field with everyone's got their stuff. But there's enough metal fans out there that you're not. I mean, we've got mates in these other bands, and we're not. You could say on the one hand we are in competition, but not really. It's a very cooperative scene.
I think that's the thing. We're all in it together, and I think that's something that the whole industry has to get their head around.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just look after your own patch. We all need each other. You know, and the better one person does, the better it is for everyone. Because it's keeping the whole thing.
It's like that classic. If you're viewed as priest fan, doesn't mean you won't buy an Iron Maiden. You know, if you're a DEFCON 1 fan, you might always stand to be Iron Knights. Well, it's you know, and everybody, the more cooperative it is, the cooler it is. You know, and I think the UK's got a blinding metal scene, but there's not a lot of money on the outside of it. There's no one on the outside. There's no labels sort of going, have some wedge. You know, and to be brutally honest, even when they were doing that, they owned their band. The amount of bands that sort of got lovely big advances and all that kind of stuff, and they go, oh,
not screwed over in the end.
And then they're dead in the water. So in a way, it's like it's come back to the grassroots, and now bands have to go out on stage and blow your bollocks off, and that's where metal belongs anyway.
And it's gratifying as well. It's very satisfying. I mean, if everything was handed to you on a silver plate, you just walked up there to the show and all this. I mean, you don't feel any kind of personal pride if you haven't put the effort in. You know, walking up the stairs with all the equipment and done all that.
It is easy to bitch about the state of the music scene, but it's got its positives.
Well, New Sound War came out last year. What's the responses that you
well, it's been overwhelmingly good. A couple of people found it, I think, difficult to embrace because not so much, I'd say, because of the album, but probably with the whole name change and everything like that. But I think we did it in a way that we committed to do the effort, and we had all this turbulence, big black cloud over us while we were were recording, while we were doing it. You know, some things were rushed, but it's a piece of history, and we're very proud of it. The songs go down fantastically live. We haven't even played all the songs live yet, but it's really evolved us. I mean, had we have done Tales of the Os was brilliant in its own right, but had we have done Tales of the Os Part 2, well, what's the point? You know, I mean, you know, you've got Iron Maiden and you've got Killers, and with us, we've evolved the band. There's a lot of there's more influences, more flavours, more metal flavours from each of the band members, and we were very surprised at the result as well. So I think
there's a real signpost to what's coming next.
Yeah, it's
already the stuff that's coming out for the next album. It's a development on, and it's kind of and like James just said, I mean, that stuff I personally think works better live. Anyway, it's a good album. We're really pleased with it, he said, but live is where it comes to, and that's where metal always was.
I think that always helps to sell the album as well.
Yeah, true.
It comes out live.
But you'd hate it, wouldn't you? When you buy an album, you go and see the band and they're shit.
Yeah.
It's better, you know, it's always going to be better live. And if it's not, then that's why Destroyer was such a highlight yesterday. Brand new song, and people just took to it straight away.
Yeah.
You think, awesome.
Yep, as we did when we wrote it. Yeah. You know, you kind of so you get that same thing, and the fans get exactly the same thing.
I mean, we've just done it. It wasn't like, oh, we've got to perfect this in rehearsals for the next 2 months. It was like, let's do it. We've got to put that in the set. So we did.
What is the album or track that you continuously play all the time?
What, ours?
Any album.
What, from?
Any album.
Well, you're going to have 5 different answers here.
Sucker from Motorhead, Kiss of Death.
Mouthful or Pantera.
I got probably the Road by Pigs.
The album Epicus Doomicus Metallicus by Candlemass, who I'll be getting an autograph off and get my Aussie flag signed. Yeah.
Actually, I'm looking forward to them myself.
Kings of Doom.
I've got a new house coming next month, I'll have to think about that one.
I'll answer for him. Kylie Minogue, the Locomotion. The deluxe version with Jason Donovan on backing vocals.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, there's not.
One
no,
Direction. That's
Yeah, there's something wrong with it.
That's why I said Kylie Minogue. More credibility.
I'd have to say Tenacious D at the moment. Really loving Tenacious D, and I think the new album, Phoenix, is absolutely fantastic. And I think probably Death Star. I think there's a track off there called Death Star. And it's Tenacious D. Tongue in cheek.
Thanks for the interview, guys.
Thanks very much. Thank
Is
you.
there anything you want to say to our fans, to your fans, and to our readers?
We love you, and you love us back. And it was an honour and a pleasure to play for you yesterday. And it was great to hear that we've made new fans. Well, we call them fans. They're our friends and our big warm metal community. Yeah, our Legionnaires and our Pathfinders. And we'll hopefully the ones in Europe will see you on tour with Vicious Rumors in May.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.